I fixed my camera. My, like, stand thingy doesn't work on my camera right now. I don't know why. Also, my hair looks like a mess. And I don't have makeup on, but it's fine. I'm in a great mood this morning. You know why? Because I got to do something nice for someone. Anyways, so this week has been this past week was kind of rough. Also, hi, welcome back to my channel. I suck at, like, intros. I always forget to do an intro. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more, vlogs, I guess. That's really all I film. My goal is to start filming more things, but like I work 3 jobs, so 2 of them are like full-time, so like I don't have time to film. That's why I film in my car, because I can film while I'm driving. Anywho, so this past week was kind of rough, but there were good days, don't get me wrong. There were days that were pretty okay. There were also days that were really rough. And on top of that, I started coming down sick. We charge like hell when we feel like it. May the force be with you. Where we put it. I like that one, no. Anyways, I got distracted. There's a truck in front of me. I don't want to turn it around because I don't want you to see their license plate. But it says, on the window, it says, we charge like hell, deliver when we feel like it, and may the force be with you where we put it. I like that. Okay. And anyways, on top of my bad week, I started getting sick. Ish. I'm not sick because literally the only thing I have is I lost my voice, and like I'm really raspy and sound like a boy. And I promise my voice does not normally sound like this. Normally my voice is a little bit higher. But that's pretty much all I had. And like I'm coughing, but that's because like my brain is like, oh, raspy voice, we just need to clear our throat. And it's like, no, it's just raspy. So this whole past week was like pretty rough. But one thing that I've been doing for like the whole month, I think I've been doing it longer than a month. I don't know. I don't remember when I started doing it. But I started sending like good morning texts, which I need to send today, as my like streaks on Snapchat. I started sending like good morning messages instead of streaks because I was sick of A, not talking to people. B, I know what it feels like especially right now, to feel like no one sees you and feel like no one really cares, and to be going through like a really hard time and feel like you're all by yourself. And I would never wish that on anyone. And so I started sending good morning messages because I wanted the people around me to know that I care about them and that there is someone who cares and there's someone who's there, even if I don't talk to them. Some of the people that I send them to, I don't talk to like hardly ever, other than like streaks or like replying to their story. But I want them to know that like they're still important. Even though I hardly talk to them, they're still important and they still have value and they still matter. Because I know it's not all the time. There are some days that you're like, oh, that's sweet. There are some days that's all you need to hear. And so I started doing it, and I don't always get responses. There's like 2 or 3 people who do respond sometimes, and they're like, hey, same to you, just so you know, like, you're important. And those mornings, like, that makes me smile a little bit. Or the times when people respond and are like, thank you for sending these, like, I promise I'm reading them. Like, that makes me feel better because when I first started it, no one was responding, and I was like, does anybody even care that I'm doing this? Like, is anybody even reading these or anything? But then I realized yesterday I shouldn't let the busyness of other people's schedules and the fact that like they don't make time for people. Sorry, this person like braked in front of me. I should not let the schedule of other people determine the amount of time or determine the things that I do to make sure other people know that they're cared for in my spare time. So even though no one else sends them, or not that I know of, which if I found out that people were sending them because they were inspired by the fact that I sent them, I would cry of happiness. That would make me so happy to find out that other people started sending these good morning messages to their friends and that it was just like a ripple effect. Oh my gosh, that would make me smile so big, and that would make me feel so happy. But I shouldn't let, the fact that other people are too busy to have time to do this change the fact that I make sure that I have time to do this, So yesterday, I was looking on Instagram because I was bored. You did not use your turn signal! Ugh! sorry. I'm an angry driver. Really sorry. Except this person didn't use their turn signal, and it's not that hard. It's a little handle on your steering wheel that all you have to do is push it up or down. That's all you have to do. Anyways, so yesterday I was scrolling through Instagram, and there's a guy that I've been following for a while. I don't remember when I started following him, but I love his stuff. Like, he writes and he makes them into graphics. He posts them on Instagram. And it's so cool, and it just makes me think sometimes. And so there's this website called, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, so please forgive me and don't, like, crucify me in the comments for butchering this website name. I think it's called Ko-Fi. I could be wrong. Could be called Coffee, honestly. I don't know. But it's spelled Ko-Fi. I think that's actually the website name. It might just be kofi.com. I have one now. But basically on there, you can pay for something. It's like a support your creators thing. But usually what people use it for is they'll say, buy my coffee. And so I found out he had one. Now granted, I've never talked to the guy, right? Normally I DM, I'll like reply to someone's story if I like their things, or like I comment on their posts, which I've started commenting on his and stuff. But I was just in the mood, and I was like, you know what? I want to do something nice for someone. It's been a rough week, and I just want to like brighten someone else's day, because I don't know what kind of day they have. So I got to buy his coffee, and I didn't think he would see it. I didn't, like, when I do things for people, I don't ever think they're gonna see things, and then they do, and I'm like, oh, whoops. Not whoops in like a bad way, but like, oh, you actually saw that. You actually know that I exist, and that I'm a human being and not a robot. So I bought his coffee, and this morning I woke up and he had tagged me in a story and was like, I've never messaged this girl before, but she bought my coffee this morning. And I left him a little message, and it was just like, I don't even remember fully what I said, but I remember saying, thanks for letting me buy your coffee. I said, this last week has been a little bit of a struggle for me emotionally. Thanks for letting me buy your coffee. It made my day a little bit better, and I hope it made you smile too. And he was like, thank you so much for buying my coffee. I hope I hope that you had the best week. And that just made my day. Like, the fact that I actually did get to buy someone's coffee. He doesn't even live in America, guys. Like, I freaking bought someone's coffee that lives halfway across the world, and I'm just in the best mood now. That just made my day. So, Ron, if you're watching this, I love getting you buy your coffee. You made, oh my gosh, you made my morning. And I hope you know that I'm gonna be buying your coffee more often, because I just enjoy it. And I got to message him back, and I was like, this made my morning. Like, I'm so glad I got to buy your coffee. And like, I didn't have to message you. That's the best part of making friends. And I didn't care if you saw it. Like, I just wanted you to know that, like, people care. Because I don't know how often he's supported. I don't know how often people buy his coffee. But, like, that always makes you feel better when someone buys something for you. I know there was one time when I was having the worst day, and my friends knew. And so when they left after work, they stopped at Starbucks and came back and they had bought me coffee. I think they actually bought me a, Frappuccino. But that's beside the point. They bought me a drink from Starbucks, and that made me, cry, honestly, because I was like, someone cared enough to take time out of their day, to spend money on me, which, I'm not a gifts person. That's not my top love language. My top love language is physical touch. Sit and give me a hug for 3 hours, and I will be content. Honestly, just poke me in the forehead, and I'll be happy. But it was one of those, they didn't have to do it, and they did. And they knew. It was the fact that someone thought of me. It was the fact that they thought of me. And they went out of their way to do something for me. And so, I don't know. That just made my morning. But anyways, so I've decided that I'm not going to do it all the time. I don't know. I want to use my platforms for good. That's my biggest thing. That was the reason I started a blog that I haven't written on in a year and a half. And that's why I use my Snapchat to talk to people, and why I try and use my Instagram to check up on people sometimes. And so I want to use my YouTube channel for that. So here's my thing of the day. my challenge of the day, I guess. I want you to go out of your way to do something for someone. You don't have to spend money on them, okay? You don't have to buy their coffee or fill up their car with gas, which I felt really bad. Side note, this is my ADHD taking over. The other day, I was leaving church on Wednesday, and I was at a gas station, and this guy was like, hey, I'm almost out of gas. Do you have anything that could help? And I didn't have much, but I had like $20 on my card. But I'm 20 years old and a female by myself, and I was wearing a Stitch onesie. So, like, I felt super vulnerable, and, like, I was concerned. And so I told him no. And that's partly why I bought the coffee. With, like, I mean, I wanted to buy the coffee anyways. Like, also, I felt a little bit bad on Wednesday when I was leaving because I was like, he asked another person, and I was like, oh, he, like, actually needed gas. Because he asked a guy. And I was like, oh, I could have paid for that. Anyways, so my challenge for you is do something for someone. Go out of your way to make sure someone knows that they're loved and that they're wanted and that they're needed and that you care about them. Because you never know how much just one person making sure that they let you know that you're important can change your day. Like yesterday, okay, this is how someone made sure that I knew that I was loved. Well, I don't know if that was their intention, but that's what it felt like for me. Yesterday, I bought myself a caramel macchiato, like a hot one, and then so I was at church, I bought myself a caramel macchiato, walked to the other building where I had to volunteer. When I got over there, I was like, I don't want this. I don't want coffee. I want a smoothie. I want a strawberry smoothie. And of course, my brain decided that after I'd already paid the $4 for coffee. And so the kids pastor that I work with, one of the most amazing women in the world, I absolutely adore her. She's in her office, and I was like, you'll never believe what just happened. I bought myself coffee, bought myself a caramel macchiato, and then my brain goes, you know what sounds really good? A strawberry smoothie. And I was like, but I already bought my caramel macchiato, and I'm not going to spend money on another one, so now I have to drink my caramel macchiato. And she's like, you know what? Tell my husband to buy your smoothie, and you give me your coffee, and I'll drink it. And I was like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah, that sounds so good. I'll take it. And that made my day, because it was like, yeah, I made a stupid choice to buy myself coffee when I didn't want it. But someone cared enough to see, hey, this might make her day a little bit better. And she bought me a friggin' smoothie. And I gave her my coffee. We traded drinks, and it was the best. My smoothie was so worth it. Don't regret my decision. Today, I kind of want a caramel macchiato, but I don't want to spend money today. I'm trying to learn to budget and get better at that because I'm trying to move out on my own, which stay tuned for that vlog. I'm going to start documenting my process once I actually get moving, which I need to get moving because I'm supposed to be out of my parents' house by January, and I don't have an apartment. Don't know where I'm moving. It's fine. We're gonna figure this all out on our own. But anyways, my challenge for you today is let someone know that they're important to you. Whether that's you sending them a little note, sending them a text, or buying their coffee, or I don't know, just giving them a random hug, or making them a little card and dropping it off on their car. And you don't have to tell them that it's you, just so you know. It's even more fun when it's a surprise and no one knows it was you, because I don't know, sometimes I feel like when I do things, people expect it to be me because that's just something I do. And so I like to just randomly do things and not let people know that it was me, leave a note on someone's car window thingy, their windshield, on a napkin, and just be like, hey, you're loved and you're doing a great job, and then not sign it because they don't know who it is. And that makes it even better when it's anyone could have seen this, anyone could have known and told me that I'm doing a good job. I don't know, it's just that secrecy, the mystery gives it almost a little bit of magic to the kindness, it's that one Hatching Pete movie, that Disney movie from way back in 2008 when Mitchell Musso played the shy, or when Jason Dolly played the shy kid dressed in a chicken costume, and they were like, why don't you tell anyone who you are? And he said, the magic's in the mystery. That's part of why people do things anonymously, is the magic's in the mystery, the magic of kindness. I'm gonna quote another Disney movie, Cinderella, where there's kindness, there's goodness, and where there's goodness, there's magic. And the magic's in the mystery. And so sometimes you don't have to get the credit for doing things nice. You don't have to always have your name on everything you do for someone else. Sometimes it's good to just do it quietly so that someone knows, hey, you're loved and you're cared for, and you don't know who, but someone loves and cares for you. Anyways, so my challenge for the day is do something nice for someone. Go out of your way. Buy the stranger behind you's coffee. Or sneak a note into your best friend's backpack at school just saying, hey, I know online school has been tough, and I know this whole school year has been a little bit interesting, and this whole year has been interesting, especially this year. This year, people need to know that they are loved and they're important, and they are seen and remembered, because it's easy to feel forgotten right now. But just be like, just so you know, you're seen, and I'm so proud of you, and you're doing an amazing job. And if you want someone to know that you did something, DM me, okay? My Instagram, I'll leave it somewhere I'll leave it in the description, okay? My Instagram's in the description. DM me privately and tell me what you did, or email me. I want to know what you guys do, because I think that's so fun. It's so fun to be on this inside club of doing nice things for people, and no one else knows but this circle. So let me know what you do. And if you want me to share it so that people know that kindness is going on, I'll share it anonymously. I'll cover up your name and stuff, and I'll post it on my story and be like, look at the kind things people are doing. Because that makes, first of all, that encourages other people to go out and do kind things. Second of all, it encourages me, because then I'm I'm not the only person in the world doing nice things. There are other people. And look, we're all doing nice things. And especially this week is going to be really hard. Because if you don't live in America, probably, it might be hard. Won't be as hard. For Americans, this week is going to be awful, because this is election week. And our country is super divided. And it feels like everyone is against everyone. So taking time this week especially to be hey, even though we have a difference of opinions, oh, that's a good one. I challenge you to go out of your way for someone that you disagree with. That's not easy. That's something I'm going to challenge myself to do today, this week. Go out of your way for someone that you don't get along with. Because sometimes those people, he shaved his face. Sometimes the people that you don't agree with need to know the most that you care about them. So, one of my mentors shaved his face, and I think he just has a mustache. Sorry, I got really distracted. Anyways, challenge for today, okay? I've said this 6 times. Here's the final, okay? Overall. Go out of your way to do something for someone. Whether that's buying their coffee, or giving them a note, or sending them a text. Try and do it anonymously for someone, so that they don't know who it is. And you can DM me and let me know what you did, because that would make me smile so big. And 3, try and do something for someone you disagree with, or you don't get along with, or who has a difference of opinions, because they just might need it. Anyways, I love you guys. You're all amazing, and I hope you have a spectacular week.